Welcome to forever, man. Let's go. Come on. This forever. No surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. Go. And there will be no surrender. Now allow me to reintroduce myself.
You're now tuned in to the Dads Who Live podcast. I'm Joel Staley with my co-host Tyler Gaeta.
This week on the Dads Who Live podcast, Joel and Tyler invite their friend Jonathan Baumgartner and new business associate Bryan James to the studio to talk a little bit about their new plans for the podcast and how the pandemic has forced Tyler and Jonathan to change things up at work. You don't want to miss it.
What we were just saying is, with our little challenge that we got going on.
Oh, now it's little.
Yeah, with our big challenge that we got going on, I'm fucked from the beginning because I just cannot. My metabolism's so low, I cannot seem to lose weight. Now I'm not gonna quit because I'm a beast and I don't take no for an answer. But even my fucking coach told me, "You're fucked, bro. There's no way you're gonna be shredded by July 1st." He did, for real. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be interested to see it." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck you. All right, we're going to do it." But I'm not going to hit 205 by this Friday because I just did a 48-hour fast with Joel. You lost 5 pounds, right?
Yeah, for my refeed. Yeah.
And then what were you back up to this morning?
Like 188. So still, 188. I kept it pretty low carb though, so I'm not holding water.
Yeah.
I had that bloody
But so I'm
Mary,
on sups and with TRT and whatnot, and I feel like I'm going to be holding water either way.
Yeah,
right?
you are, for sure.
So I feel like, it might be better to fast on subs though, because I should be retaining more muscle too, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm not going to drop any water. So whatever I lose doing this fast should be like pure fat.
Yeah.
I would think, right?
Yeah.
Or a lot closer than actually just, because usually when you do a fast, right, if you're carb loaded, you drop all your carbs and then you drop a shitload of water. So like I usually hold like 7 pounds of fucking water weight is what I found out. So I can drop like just in a 36-hour fast. Usually I can drop like 7 pounds just like that. And it's just water weight, or maybe not all, but a lot of water weight. Even when I start, even if I don't do a fast, even when I started doing keto, the first few days I dropped 7 pounds until I hit that threshold.
What are you doing for cardio?
I'm hitting 45 minutes a day of an 8-mile bike ride.
Okay.
Yeah, a day. So I'm lifting every day. I'm doing an 8-mile bike ride every day. But I fucking, dude, I ate perfect keto for 2 weeks. Not one cheat, not one drink, nothing. Did not lose a fucking pound.
Well, here's the thing though. So say your metabolism is garbage. Say it's like 2,500 for a guy that's 215. That's pretty fucking low.
Right.
But you do a 48-hour fast. That's 5,000 calories. That's not even 2 pounds. So especially if you're retaining water, I wouldn't expect you to drop fucking 8 pounds. Me, I had like a fucking banana split and pizza the night before. So I'm holding a shit ton of carbs,
Right.
holding a shit ton of water. The first 6 pounds came off the first day. I don't think it was 6 pounds of fat. It was fucking just water. But all in all, I probably lost 1.5 pounds of fat.
Well, here's the deal. Here's where I'm at. So I've been doing my coach's way, you know what I mean? And it really hasn't worked. I've definitely tightened up a little bit, but the weight has stayed the same. And I'm trying to the deal is like, so if I wanted to I need to reverse diet, get my metabolism back up. But if I'm trying to shred by July 1st, I cannot fucking reverse diet, get my metabolism back up and shred by July 1st. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try it the Joel Staley fitness way, and we're going to go back to that fast life.
You'll be happy you did, bro.
And so I told him, I was like, give me 2 weeks and we'll see where we're at. So we just did a 48-hour fast together. Started at 216, went down to 213, refed last night, was back to 215 this morning. So I'm like pissed because I feel like I didn't lose any weight. But I'm going to do another 40. I started another 48 last night. We're going to do another 48. I'm going to do OMAD the rest of the time at 248s next week. And we're going to see where I'm at the end of 2 weeks. Joel Staley Fitness, I'll be at 207.
Guaranteed. If you keep those refeeds even guaranteed. Decent, yeah.
See,
Joel Staley Fitness guaranteed.
I need to be better on my refeeds because I tried going keto and then like on my refeed last night.
The steak I had was like half the size of your steak.
I tried going keto, but then like I feel like once I eat, I'm like craving those carbs so hard. So I'm thinking fuck keto. When I refeed, just do like a balanced if I eat some rice is cool. Just do like a balanced actual meal and get some carbs and then go right back into that fast.
Yeah.
Do you do a certain type of workout when you're fasting, like circuit
No.
training or just your normal routine?
Normal routine. So if it's a longer fast, I'll typically cut it like 1 or 2 reps short of failure, but everything else is exactly the same.
What we were saying though, I think right before we started rolling, is that I was fucked from the beginning, and we have this competition coming July 1st, and I'm probably going to lose, but I'm still going to give it all my effort. But like, fucking Joel was pretty much, I should have never took this competition. I'm super optimistic, but Joel was pretty much there already when we decided to do this competition.
So like you said, your coach said you can't do it, and you're like, all right, that's the fuel I need.
Do it. Yeah.
I still remember like it was yesterday. It was like a month ago now. Gata, and I'm like, oh, this is a friendly competition. We're both going to get in great shape. We're going to shoot some footage. He's like, I'm going to put you to shame. I was like, all right, motherfucker, it's on now. Like,
That's
I'm
the
a
fuel you
physique
need.
competitor, man. Like, this is what I do. I eat, sleep, and shit this.
Hey man, but I put no limits on myself, so that's a good thing. So I don't care. I'm going to take it, run with it, and do whatever I can. Either way, I decided on the way over here. We've talked about this before, but there's a bitch voice in your head, and there's a fucking man voice. There's a do it voice, and I'm doing my do it voice. I don't give a fuck what I got to do. If I got to fucking fast myself for 2 weeks straight, like I'm going to get there by July 1st.
Let's intro who we have with us. We got some faces.
For sure. So we got my buddy Bryan James right here. And so I wanted to introduce Bryan because we hired Bryan to be the manager and face of the podcast and the apparel company. Bryan is versed in social media. He's also a fitness photographer, so he owns Bryan James Photography.
Does great work too.
Yeah, killer work. So if you're looking for a fitness photographer, hit Bryan up. But he's also a dad that lifts, and he's also in our Dads Who Lift group, and he's been in the Dads Who Lift group for over a year.
Oh yeah.
So we got to this point basically to where, Joel and I have other ventures, other companies. We want to give everything to this podcast and the apparel line and get these hats going and get things moving for the group and for all of our listeners and followers. We just didn't really have the time to do it. So that's where Bryan comes in, and he's going to take this shit to the next level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Nice.
Yeah. So I also got my one of my best friends, John Baumgartner, on again. He's been on here.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, for sure. You want to go into a little bit about kind of what your plan is for the podcast?
Really
throwing you on the spot.
Yeah,
here.
it's kind of the no plan. I just plan on going in.
Spoken as a true warrior.
Yeah, I just want to kind of like take it by the balls and blow everything up a little bit more.
Yeah,
I feel like the direction is there with everything. I just want to give it more focus, really, with everything.
And so we hired a marketing specialist too that just going to train Bryan, and Bryan's going to kind of implement her plan too. So we're going to be a little bit more in your face, a little bit more trying to push it out there and see how it goes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what I wanted to actually talk about before we started off on all the bullshit.
I want to rub it in real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So last time I was on the podcast, it was like 2 months ago. I was probably 193 pounds. And you could tell last time I seen you that I'd blown up.
Yeah.
20 pounds down in 2 months. And
nice.
That's why I asked what you do for a routine, because I switched my routine up, and I actually like it because now my natural body weight's probably 172. Before I started lifting and bulking with Tyler, probably like 163. So I put on 10 pounds of just more mass. So next winter, my goal, I'm going to hit 210. That's my goal. So
there you go.
You can get down to 195, but I'm going up. I want to keep getting bigger.
I think it's because of the podcast he lost those 20 pounds because Chad zoomed in on his face. So
I can't tell you how many people are like, man, you're big. I'm like, hold on. I was fluffy. I feel it. I was fluffy.
Man, I'm going to live.
Oh, man. Hey, bro, the camera, the camera has 10 pounds.
Yeah.
That's why we're all trying to be.
All face pounds. It was all face pounds.
Yeah, well, the camera was.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you natural? Are you taking anything?
All natural. Nice. I eat and supplements, but just natural.
Hell yeah.
So clean.
Yeah.
Just eat big. Hell yeah.
Eating big was right. I've never ate so much in my life. Oh man, it was tough. You don't like to eat protein, but I was drinking shakes.
What do you mean I don't like to eat protein?
Or you don't like to drink.
Yeah, no, I like to eat my food.
I can't eat that much. There's just no way.
Oh, dude, I can't.
Even though I smoked them in a steak eating competition.
Hey, dude, I was coming off like a 48-hour fast.
So
your
it's
fucking
just
stomach shrinks
down, but
after a 48-hour fast.
How much steak did you guys both eat?
And if anybody knows anything about me, is I will never turn down a competition.
How big was that steak?
I don't care. It was like a fucking...
2 pounds. It was like 32
It's
ounce.
like a 32 or 36 ounce top
3
sirloin.
sides.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no joke. It
Yeah.
was-
But he did get bullshit sides. He had fucking like broccoli and some other shit as a sides. Like not
Zucchini,
even
man. I
fucking.
had to keep it healthy.
Yeah, not even
I think I had
fucking
mac
real
and cheese.
sides. Like you can't
I
have a
had real mac and
competition
cheese.
to
He had
say
2
you're going to eat
salads.
everything.
He had 2
with some
salads. That
bullshit
doesn't
sides.
count. Greens don't count.
And fucking sweet potato fries.
Those were pretty good. And you trimmed off all your fat. He trimmed off the fat. I eat
Hey,
the
dude,
gristle
I don't
and fat.
ever
That's
eat
the best
fat.
part of a steak
Yeah.
for me. I love the
So
gristle
how much
and
did
fat.
you get down then?
I got all my sides, and I probably ate 3/4 of the steak.
There's a lot.
Because we put down some steaks.
steak.
a big
Dirty
steak.
But I mean,
steak.
like I said, though, this was after
It's a
a
big
fast,
steak.
man.
It was.
I mean,
Where
your
was that
stomach
at?
shrinks when you're
Around the
fasting.
bend? Out. Yeah.
Yeah, around the Bend Steakhouse.
Best steakhouse.
Never been there.
Good price.
All right, so we got to get to this topic. So, all right. So we had some things happen with the coronavirus with my company. Joel's had some stuff that he wants to talk about with his company as well, training clients and stuff like that. So we're just going to kind of jump right into it. And the topic really is like, what makes you who you are? What makes you a man? What's your driving force? And do you hold true to what? To your morals, you know what I mean? Like, do you hold true to what you say you're going to do? Do you welter? Are you a man of your word? And don't be a pussy. That's pretty much what it rolls into. So we had some deals happen. Obviously, the coronavirus is going on right now. I've got multiple companies, but my main company is a lawn, snow, and landscape company. John basically helps me run the company. He's the main guy for the company, running all the crews and all that stuff. So we had. Well, John, you want to get into and
Yeah.
tell him kind of what happened?
One guy was sick, and obviously for me, COVID wasn't really that real. We talked about it, but I hadn't met anyone personally. I didn't know anyone like through a mutual friend or nothing. So I was like, it's going on, but it wasn't really close to home. And then one employee got sick and I'm like, hey, don't come to work. We run tight crews, so we can't, get 5 people sick.
Mm-hmm.
He was gone for a week, and then all of a sudden another guy was sick, and he works for.
And
a
we
whole,
usually we keep it lean. Like we usually only have like 10 to 15 guys,
Yeah.
depending on where we're at with jobs throughout the summer. You know what I mean? I've had with this company like 40 employees before, and it's just a pain in the ass, and I didn't make any fucking money. Like be able to feed that machine and generate that much work and like $40,000 a week in payroll. It's just not even worth it. So we cut back a couple of years back, and it's been like the best thing that we've ever done.
Efficient.
The guys are more happy. We're more
Just
efficient.
like your steak,
we're
dude,
making
trim
more
the
money.
fat.
Yeah, exactly. But that goes into what John's saying, and it's like when you are a small business, and I think anybody in a small business can relate. When you get hit with stuff like this, it makes it even more real.
Yeah, so one guy got sick, sent him home. He went, got tested positive. So like, all right, holy crap, I know someone who has it, like personally.
Well, that
got
guy,
tested.
he said that he tested positive, but we never actually got.
He didn't send in the paperwork to
Yeah.
confirm. Now the other guy, he was like, I'm not feeling good. He came to work for a week. He had a mask on and stuff, and we've been taking precautions, hand sanitizer, Lysol in the trucks, everything we can to kind of keep our stuff clean. If I get it, I'm going to get it from an employee because we're around each other all day. So. The other guy on Friday's like, hey, I'm not going to make it. I don't feel good. I need to go get tested. All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So now we're down 2 guys. The next day we had.
But the day that we found out, so it was like 2 weeks after the first guy
Yep.
got sick. And the day that we found out, or the day that he told us that he had it, we let all the guys know. And it was that next fucking morning that like 2 guys called. Actually, three
No,
guys
so
called
it was
in.
Friday. Yeah, we told everybody Thursday night we found out. And then we let everybody know, hey, he had it. Just, the next day, the other guy said, hey, I need to go get tested. I've been sick for a week. So he left. And then Saturday, we had a guy quit, no notice. And then another guy, I'm sick. I've been feeling sick. And these 4 guys have all worked around each other every single day. So maybe they were a little early to jump the gun because one did test positive and he sent me the paperwork. So he had it. So that's 2 people I know now that have had coronavirus.
One didn't.
One didn't, but he was feeling sick, but it's probably better. He self-quarantined for a whole week anyway, which is probably a good thing just to make sure. So
He said he had the flu.
he said he
didn't
had the
actually have
flu.
COVID, but he
Yeah.
had the
So
flu.
in the blink of an eye, we went from
We lost 4 guys in a day.
in a day. Yeah. And in a
Out
matter,
of like your typical 10 or
Yeah.
15 you have?
yeah.
Yep.
Well, and just before we let another guy go. We were kind of trimming fat, and we kind of judged that we didn't need the extra guy, so we let a guy go. Renee got it, and then 2 more, or 2 weeks later. So 50% of our workforce is gone in a day, and that totally changed everything we had planned going. We had our schedule for one project. We had to stop and pull me and another guy from that. And I mean, we were uphill. It was a busy week. We had everything to do, maintenance, fertilize, spray weeds. So we dig in Saturday. And on top of all this, I found out Mother's Day that my best friend passed away. So not only did I lose half my workforce, my childhood best friend, someone I've grown up with every single day. I mean, we did a lot of crazy things together, like truly a best friend, a brother. So on top of all that, I'm dealing with the next week. I'm like, holy crap, I just lost 5 employees. We're down. My best friend just passed away. So Monday comes.
Not from COVID, though.
Not from COVID. No. Not from COVID. Just natural causes. So, yeah, Monday comes and it's just like dig deep. Like, this is what it is. We're here. We have to do it. It's not really. And this is how I think about it. I don't give myself an option. The moment you give yourself an option, you're already looking for an excuse out. So when Monday came, I'm like, man, do I want to be here? No, my best friend just died. Should I take a day off? Can't afford to do that. Can't leave him hanging. Can't leave the other guy hanging. We've got way too much going on. So it wasn't even an option for me. And it was a blessing in disguise. We talked about it later in the week. We were busy. I mean, we were working sun up to sundown, coming in early. And as we're getting on these properties, the guy that we had running, the crews, we really could tell that he was not fulfilling his obligations. He was not making sure things were getting done. So we
had a main guy, again, I'm not going to say any names, but we had a main guy that ran our lawn division and our maintenance side, and he ended up quitting like a bitch. He ended up he ended up texting Friday night.
Yeah, it was a bullshit excuse.
Yeah,
hey.
And said that, hey, this is after everybody, said that they were sick or whatever and had the COVID. So he texted us Friday night, hey, I'm not feeling good. Need to go get tested tomorrow. And this is at like midnight or something.
Yeah,
Friday
late
night,
as hell.
like super late. We both tried to reply and ask like, what's going on, or let us know what, how you're feeling or whatever. Wouldn't reply to anything. The next morning, John goes in on a Saturday because we had to finish up because it had rained that week. So we had to finish up the mowing on a Saturday. And this dude's work phone is sitting on the fucking table in the shop. And he won't answer his phone. So John calls him like 10 times that day. I call him like 10 times that day. Won't answer his phone. Like, didn't even fucking quit. Like, told us that he had the COVID, supposedly, and then just left his fucking work phone. So we're sitting there going, yeah, right, dude, he quit. Like, you leave your work phone at the shop. You're not answering your phone. And then finally he texts back and said that he did quit. And you know what? So I was thinking about this the other day. First of all, this guy gave us no complaints. Like, whenever something happens, I always try to look at myself and say, what can we do better in this situation? How can we be better for our employees? And I'm not going to say that I'm perfect or John's perfect or that our company's perfect. But this guy was like someone that we trusted, someone that we had grown close to, especially John, someone that bullshitted with us, someone that was a main guy in our company, someone that would do, company events, company outings with us, all that stuff. And it was somebody that I trusted to take care of these accounts, And so for him to quit like that was just crazy. And what I'm getting at, I guess, is that people just don't have, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people just do not have strong fucking morals anymore. And it's like, if you have a problem, what happened to talking about it? What happened to bringing it up to John or your boss or your superiors and figuring shit out? Like, why are so many people cowards anymore and they just want to fucking quit and bitch out and not ever say anything ever again? Like, still haven't heard from him. Still didn't even get a reason as to why he quit. One of the guys had said that he was planning on starting his own company or something, and maybe that was the reason. I personally think he just got lazy because we lost guys. Once we actually started losing guys to the COVID-19, the crews got tighter, everything got leaner, and then he had to get his ass off the mower and actually do some work,
right?
And actually fucking trim and actually spray and actually do some stuff. And I think he said, "Fuck this." I like to sit on the mower and not do anything else. Right. And so I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Yep. And just to leave somebody like that is fucked up. And I was thinking about this, like, I'm not perfect, dude. And I've fucked a lot of shit up. I fuck shit up daily. I've definitely done things that are immoral and incorrect in my younger days. But I've grown, I've learned from everything, and I try to be the best person that I can every day. And I think back to one of my first jobs. Well, I mean, I started working for my dad. He had a lawn care company when I was like 14 full time. So it wasn't my first job. But one of my other first jobs was like when I was 16 in the wintertime in between snows, I got a job at the Buckle, right? And so I was selling clothes at the Buckle. And was actually really fucking good at it. Like I was the lead sales. I was only there like 2 weeks before
I was going to say,
quit.
you got to be good at sales to work there too.
Yeah.
Hey, these will look good on you. Hey, have you tried these?
That was right when Guess was coming back, man. And so I was selling the fuck out of these Guess jeans, I'm telling you. But anyways, so I was only working there basically until it snowed because I knew once it was going to snow, I was going to quit and go do snow removal if it like fell on the same days because I can go make a shitload of money doing snow removal. And that's what I had done since I was 14. So I got hired, I'm selling there. And so I decided I was going to quit, right? And I was there like 2 weeks and employees get 40% off all the clothes. So right before I quit, I went and spent like $400 on clothes. And I just fucking bought everything that I could. And that's $400 with my 40% discount,
Right.
which to me was a lot of fucking money at 16. You know, it was like basically a couple weeks paycheck or whatever. And it was a dick move, you know what I mean? And I basically like quit the next day. And so, but my boss called me and asked me, and I wasn't on the schedule. So it wasn't like I just quit and didn't put in a notice and I was only selling part-time. So it's not like I did what our guy did. But my boss called me still and said, hey, you just bought these clothes a day before on our 40% discount. You know, that's not cool. That's for employees only. You know, you quit the next day. I need you to bring those back.
Damn.
And I could have said, fuck you. You know what I mean? I could have been like, no, you know, shove it up your ass. I was working when I bought them, get bent, you know? And that's what people do nowadays.
Yep.
But so the funny thing is like when I was 16, I was actually embarrassed that I did this. But now I look back and I'm like, no, that's who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So I brought the fucking clothes back. I knew it was wrong. I brought the clothes back and I returned them.
Nice.
And I got my money back. I took all the clothes back. Hadn't even taken the tags off them yet. But like that's just thinking back like to when I was 16, and I had a lot of rough days after 16. I mean, I went to rehabs. I did a lot of fucked up shit after 16. But that core value of mine has been there. If you look back on pivotal moments in my life like that, even though I'll fuck up, that core value has been there. And what I'm saying is, where the fuck are people's core values, man? And like this, look at yourself. Where are your core values? What do you believe in? And what are you going to do? And how are you going to be the person that you want to be? You know what I mean?
That's why I'm surprised you said it was one of your top guys, because typically you guys were talking. John says, all right, things leaned out. We lost people. Time for us to step up. And typically you'll get that from the people that run the company, which is you guys, and then your top guys, right? Because they have something to lose. And then it'll be the lower echelon of people who are like, fuck, like I'm missing out on this. Like maybe I'll call in sick. Maybe I'll quit. When you said it was your top guy, that was a little bit shocking for me.
Well, and it's like, this is a dude, doesn't have a high school diploma, was making a very good salary at our company, had health benefits. We're working on bringing a 401k. I mean, it wasn't like he was getting $12 an hour. You know what I mean? Cell phone, 2 weeks paid vacation. So, but that's just what I'm getting at, I guess. And it's, you know, I talked to John about this after, and like, John's a lot more, I'm a very optimistic person, but I'm also a realist, and I've been in business a long time. And so I know that people are turned on you like that no matter what. As soon as things aren't working out for them in their favor, they can turn in a second. You know what I mean? And that goes for like almost anybody, really.
Right.
And so John always sees the good and always thinks like, oh no, he would never do that. They would never do that. And I was like, you know, it's a good thing to see that way. I'm kind of torn as to which way to actually see it, because you don't want to see the negative in people either. You want to see the good, but you also need to be real, and there's a balance. You also need to be real and realize like, this is your job duties. I don't care if you're my buddy or not. Like, this is what you need to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the relationship that we have, I mean, we're, you know, you're one of my best friends, hands down. Outside of work, we talk about a lot of things. We confide in each other. And I've told you this before, when we go to work, it's business. You know, if I'm not fulfilling my obligations, hold me accountable. And I thanked him the other day, and I've been practicing this. It's giving gratitude, you know, just giving gratitude. And so I'm driving and I'm like, hey man, I just need to tell you, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. You know, you bust my balls, but I don't ever get offended. That's my personality. Like, I like to learn and grow. Not everybody likes that. And from this experience, I've definitely learned and grown that loyalty only goes so far. I mean, I'm loyal. I mean, you take care of me, you know, but even if things didn't work out between me and the company, I'd give 2 weeks notice, or I would make sure to not leave you in a high and dry spot just because my moral compass, I just couldn't live with myself and do that. And so going forward, yeah, I mean, I have an approach like I'll trust you, I'll confide in you, you know, I'll give you loyalty, but here's black and white. Like, do this and everything's great. You don't do it. I just proved that we can do, you know, this without anybody if we have to. Not that we want to, but we can get it done. So the right guys that come in and, you know, pay the allegiance, you know, and do their job and make sure they're fulfilling their obligations, they're going to get taken care of. And we, you know, definitely don't shit on, you know, guys who come in, and we've got a lot of guys who've been back 2-3 years now and they're happy, no complaints. They come in, they go to work. And so, you know, taking care of those guys is important for me. So,
and to get to the other side of this, so there's always going to be things that happen. There's always going to be struggle. And I know you found this as well as I do, Joel, that as soon as there's ups, man, get ready because there's going to be downs. You know what I mean? Life's like a roller coaster. Like things are always up and down. Nothing ever stays up. So if I'm soaring high on the in the sky and everything's going good, I'm like, all right, let's just enjoy it. Don't not enjoy it, but get ready. You know, because something's going to come. So this is what separates the men from the boys. And so we had a situation where, you know, I'm the owner of this company, and but I also have multiple companies and ventures, and I've hired people to help run this company to where I'm not in it as every day like John is anymore. And I've also been doing it since I was 14 years old and I'm 31. And to be honest with you, I fucking hate doing it anymore, like mowing wise, the actual work. And so what it came down to is we lost 4 or 5 guys in one day. We ended up finishing our mowing up that week. That next week, that Monday, I went with the guys every single day, 7 a.m. till about 8 o'clock at night. No lunches, no breaks, no stops, and mowed with them every single day to get all of our shit done. I had to pull John off a big ass pool job that we had going in, and he had to come help mow too. So it was, you know, me, John, the rest of the guys just getting shit done and busting ass. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it sucked. There was definitely that bitch voice in my head that said like, and this is not even being a good leader, but I'm not going to lie. There was this voice in my head that said, you don't have to do this. You're the owner. You know, you're paying John to run this company. John can figure it out and handle it. You know what I mean? Like you have other things you need to do. And I had to cancel like 30 different appointments to go sell landscape jobs and stuff like that, meet with property managers. And so it wasn't like I had an open schedule. Like I had to cancel like 30 appointments that week just so that I could go and mow that whole week, and then I had to reschedule them, you know, the following week. Which
that's why he's a bitch. Because him quitting isn't just no notice. It totally.
I thought you were calling me a bitch.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? All right, that's where we're going.
No. I could say, you know, for me and for the other guy working, it meant a lot. I mean, because would we have done it? Yeah, we would have done it. It wasn't an option. Like I said, I don't give myself the option.
And we didn't bitch out and say, all right, so that week, not every week we do fertilizer, right? Because you only do fertilizer like every 6 weeks. But we didn't bitch out and say, all right, we're short staffed, so we're just going to mow this week. Or like, we'll worry about the spraying the Roundup and the weeds next week on the ones that need Roundup and weeds pulled because we're short staffed. We said, fuck this. We're going to go in. We're going to get it done better than those guys were doing it.
Yep.
Every single property, when we leave this fucking property, it's going to have all the weeds pulled, all the Roundup sprayed, which the last guy wasn't even doing anyways. No. All the fucking fertilizer put down. Everything's going to get done when we leave each property so that next week when we hire new guys and we train new guys and we start new guys to do this and we can go back to our roles, they have a clean slate. They're not picking up our slack.
Yep.
And that's what we did. So we put in the work fucking Monday through Friday, ended up getting done by the end of the day Friday at normal time. But the rest of the days it was 7 a.m. to 8 o'clock every single day, and it fucking sucked. And one of the days I actually got sick too. Freaked me out because I thought I had the Rona. But
sucks. Like, dude.
Yeah, I didn't, thank God. But so one of the days I had like an upset stomach, and I was out there at 7 a.m. still working the whole day. I actually trimmed all that day. That was fucking riverfront day. So I trimmed that whole place, and upset stomach. Then as soon as my upset stomach got away, I got like super tired, weak. Still worked till like 8 o'clock that night. Went home, ate some food, showered, and just went right to sleep. And then I woke up the next morning and I felt like $1 million. It was, I don't know, I guess there's like a 24-hour stomach deal going around or something. I've had a couple other buddies that have had it too. And that's what it was. But I still didn't stop. I was still up that next morning, still there at 7 a.m., still kicking ass. And so, like I said, that's what separates a man from the boys. When things happen, what are you going to do? You know, how are you going to show up? and this is your life. So however you show up dictates where your life's going to go.
The old saying, when the tough gets going, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's what I kept telling Chris. I'm like, hey man, we're just in it. Like, and it became comical to me at a point. I'm like, what else can go wrong? Like, bring something else, because I know I'm already on like mindset. Like, I'm gonna get it done. Let's go. Like, you can't stop me now. You can't defeat me. So,
you guys ever find that that's when like you're at your happiest? Obviously you're stressed out because you run the company, but
you feel good.
Feel
like,
real good. It's a high for sure.
Submarine days, there'd be times where like you're just running drills all week, you get very little sleep, everyone's bitching and moaning the whole time, but it's like that's also when you have the most camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you feel the best, especially when it's over. You're like, yeah, crushed it.
Yeah.
It's weird how when things get complacent and like just, I guess, remedial at some point, you get kind of bored. But we always seek that comfort, but you're not super happy, while it's going on. But then as soon as you get out of your comfort zone, and this might not be everybody, but I've always felt like this, there are parts of it that suck. Like you said, I'm sure you didn't want to be trimming bushes when you could have been doing something else. But also there's that grind that just kind of makes you happy and satisfied with everything going on.
For sure. Yeah. And anybody that does landscaping, it's fucking hard work. Lawn care, landscaping. It was like 15 to 20 miles a day on my Apple Watch,
That's
a day. So, it's not bitch work, but I know you can kind of relate to clients, and you've had some things go on about that inner voice. And what's your experience?
Well, just yesterday, funny enough, 2 guys. So I have a 3-month commitment, because when you are doing a fitness program, we all know it's easy. Okay, well, this happened. Fitness, now it takes a back seat. Even though 2 weeks ago I was telling you how this is the most important thing in my life. I'll do anything to make it happen. And then 2 weeks later, an unexpected bill comes, and all of a sudden, all right, well, fitness, I'll do that later. It happens all the time. So that's why I talk about, the coach you were using, the coach I'm using right now. It's like $100 to $200 a month. If I piss them off, I don't fucking give a fuck, dude. To be honest, like, okay, I'm out $100.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about having skin in the game. So that's why I do have a 3-month minimum commitment. All right, draw a line in the sand. Are you with us or are you not with us? Because I don't want to waste my time and energy on you if in 2 weeks you're like...
And they pay that up front, don't they? That 3
most
months?
of the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll say, all right, well, I work with dads. We have to budget. It is important. You got to keep a roof over your family's head. So I'll say, all right, if we can split this into monthly payments, but that doesn't make it a monthly plan at this point. And just yesterday... 2 people, which one was a business owner. I was going to say earlier, typically the business owners, kind of like we were discussing earlier, are like all right, I'm going to get it done. It's a priority. I'm going to make it happen. And it's more the employees that are like, oh, I'll do what you tell me for the most part. Sometimes I'll skimp out a little bit. But one was a business owner, and one was just some other guy. Of course, they totally renege on their contract. One guy I gave a discount to, and I chopped his not only monthly payments, we like extended that bitch out for like 6 months, because he's being told by his doctor that he's not going to be here in 10 years if he doesn't get this figured out. So I'm like, dude, I don't want finances to be the reason we can't work together. Let's split it up into these teeny tiny installments. So he's like 2 months into a 3-month plan. He's paid me like basically jack shit. And then he cancels. I'm like, dude, you're down 20 pounds. I've gotten like 15% of what you owe me. And all of a sudden he's like, well, I got it figured out from here. That's good for fucking you, dude.
Wow.
That's fucked
But
up.
we
that's a douche,
shook hands
move.
and we were going to make this happen together. And now it's like, all right, well, I think I got the gist of this. I'm going to take it and run with it. And the other guy, same thing. He was, of course, that's why I highly recommend, not for me, but for you and for me, obviously, to run a business. You can't just be flimsy, flippity flappy with your fucking money coming in.
I'd make sure they at least I'm sure you're going to from here on out, but I'd make sure they at least prepay a month.
Yeah,
You know, then and not get ahead of it. You know what I mean? That way, if they do quit, you're not fucked. You know?
The other guy's a quarter paid up. He's down 20 pounds already. And same thing. He's like, you know what, man, you've taught me a lot. I think I'm just I got it from here. Business is picking up. My gym's closed, so I got to work out from home. So I'm just going to let's wrap it up. And I was like, dude, I totally get it. Business is picking up. You're down 20 pounds. You got to work out from home. That doesn't change the commitment that we made together, that it's this price for this. You got this. You can't renege on this. Like that's the whole purpose of skin in the game. And what's funny is, again, going back to why paying coaches like $100 a month, you're not going to get your best results because you don't have any skin in the game. But the people who do pay up front and draw that line in the sand and they're like, all right, I'm invested in this. I'm invested in myself. If I don't follow through, then shame on me because I wasted this money. Every time get the best results by a landslide, as opposed to, well, I'm going to dip my feet in.
And this has been, you've had hundreds of people do this program.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is not like 10 guys.
No, this isn't this week. This is since the beginning of even coaching in general. And that's what I found when I first started coaching. And I'm like, wow, people will pay me to tell them to work out and what their macros should be. All right, $49 a month. For like 6 months, nobody got any results. And I'm like, I know this shit works, dude. It works. But for $49 a month, you're not going to forego the pizza party at work, or you're not going to not go out with your boys and slam 15 beers because, all right, $49 a month. Like I spend that on fucking toilet paper a month. Right. I'm not out anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's a big chunk, if it's something you're really invested in, something you're taking serious, you're like, oh no, like I made that line in the sand. This is something I'm obviously taking seriously.
Let me ask you guys a question, everybody. So how do you find that? Because not everybody's going to be putting money towards something or doing your program. You know what I mean? And that like inner strength can be put to anything in your life. So how do you find that inner strength? Maybe even it doesn't even have to be with fitness, but with anything, to keep that shit going. How do you invest in yourself and stay invested and motivated to do things morally or whatever your goals are when you don't have money invested like your program?
Surroundings, 100%.
Yeah.
So anytime I do a long fast, I text you. I'm like, dude, I know I'm going to bitch out
we usually have
tomorrow
a
or the next day
competition.
if we don't do this together. Or like I say, hey, $100. If one of us bitches out, we got to pay the other one $100. So you do have, again, skin in the game. But if you're trying to tackle a huge goal by yourself, no matter how good your work ethic is, more often than not, what tends to happen is you start negotiating with yourself at some point.
Yep.
You start to bargain, and then you
Yep.
take the easy road out. So if you're surrounded by people all going in that same direction, you're all holding each other accountable. You're, iron sharpens iron. Like a community like this, we all went out and ran 10 miles right now. I might only make it to 7, but without you guys, I'd probably make it to 2. And I'd be like,
Right.
hey, you know
Yeah.
what? That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Right.
Accountability. I agree. Morally, I mean, I want to be defined as a certain way when someone thinks of me or, remembers me. Oh yeah, John is, this type of person. So for me, it's just how the world perceives me. I don't care what people think of me, but how do they perceive me? An honest, integral man who, is loyal and honest about it, sticking to his word, but accountability. And that's what I told you the other day. It's like, man, you hold me accountable. I appreciate it because it makes me better. It keeps pushing me. And there's times, I don't care who you are, you're going to fall off. You're going to get into a slump. And I've learned to kind of embrace the slump. Like, let me take a few days and just eat some trash food, get it out of my system, and then refocus. When people like go on diets, they say, oh, don't just cold turkey everything. You want a piece of chocolate? Have one little bite or something, get the taste, and then move on for it. Don't indulge too much. So for me, that works is just, if I already know, man, I had one crap day, maybe, all right, I just indulged for that day. Now get back on track. And so last week, I didn't work out a single day. I worked out enough.
Fuck, neither did I, man.
The sun
we
down.
were mowing. I mean, when I was doing 15, 20 miles a day, trimming, mowing, I didn't fucking work
But
out.
I told
We ain't gonna tell you
myself
the clock.
from Monday night, like, I'm not working out. I didn't get up to work out. I didn't work out. I told myself Monday, said, all right, next Monday, I'm back on it. I don't care. I told myself a week ahead of time, every single day. All right, when Monday comes, you're back at it. When Monday comes, you're back at it. Took me a whole week and we were busy enough, but Monday came and I'd already told myself, so I made that decision. I didn't compromise. I didn't, waver from it.
You also need to, I know you and I have both listened to a lot of Joe Dispenza.
Oh, yeah.
And he's big into like, you are in control of your body.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that kind of goes with that that whole mind control.
Yeah.
And so
I was going to make a joke. It's not appropriate.
I really say it now.
Oh, my grandma watching again.
Oh, God. But so right when you wake up, I know you've told me this before, that you tell yourself, body, get up.
Yep. Time to get up. Time to wake up. Like,
And you
alarm
don't
goes
ever
off.
want to.
I don't want to. And some days I hit the snooze once, twice. I'm human. I'm not a robot. So some days I hit the snooze, but all right, get up. And I get up and I go through my routine, shower, get ready. And the same routine for me is key, consistency. If the same routine gets easy to, get into. It takes 2 or 3 weeks. I think that's what they say, 21 days to form a habit. So once you start pushing and you get past that 21 day, then it becomes a lot easier and you don't think about it as much. Now you've programmed your body. If I say, hey, get up every day at this time and don't hit the snooze, if I do that for 3 weeks straight without missing a day, my body is naturally starting to program itself to getting up, getting out of bed, go brush my teeth, whatever. So it does become easier, but it is telling yourself to be in control of your mind. Hey, no, get up. I know you're tired, and I have a conversation. I think I'm crazy sometimes. No, I know I'm tired, but get up. It's time to go to work, time to get the workout done.
So here's a conversation I have with clients a lot when it comes to the accountability aspect, because that's a lot of what my program is, talking about getting up early. I'm the kind of guy, happened just this morning. I set my alarm for 4 a.m. every day, and typically I'll be like, nah. Like you have that early morning, like, nah, I'm still tired. If me and Tyler are meeting at the gym at 4:30 and my alarm goes off at 4, I'm going to have that same initial thought. Oh, I'm still tired. Maybe I'll just hit snooze. And then it's going to hit me like, oh shit, no, Tyler's going to be there. Mm-hmm. I can't have him there. I don't show up. I'll never hear the end of it. I'll never live it down. So again, surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, who have the same goals, who aren't going to waver if, which we both bitched out of a fast here this week, but that's fine.
I mean, we still made it 48 hours. We called the truce.
Yeah.
And we're doing another 48, which I actually think that a 48 with the refeed and another 48 is probably more beneficial than just doing a 72.
Definitely easier to get the momentum going.
Yeah. But plus I didn't want to be fucking lethargic, and like last night my brain was cloudy, man. I didn't want to be going on this podcast trying to fucking talk about where I'm at in life with fasted as
empty stomach, growling at
dead
you.
Air,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna just surrounding yourself with a good environment, because like even my wife, God bless her, she's the best, but she's not doing fasting. She doesn't need to. She looks great. If I'm doing a fasting, because that's where the example we're talking about, and she goes, you know what, I'm gonna do tacos tonight. Well, then that's obviously not the best environment to be in. Whereas if I was with you and we're like, all right, dude, $100 says we go 72, let's do it.
Right.
I know there's not a chance in hell I'm breaking it.
Right.
So just getting in the right environment is so massive.
Yep. So one more little story about when I was mowing with the guys. So I actually, and this is just being honest with the voices in my head, right? So this was the first day, and I hadn't fucking mowed. So was it last year or 2 years ago that I mowed like a whole season, basically?
2 years, yeah.
So we got into a short staff deal like 2 years ago, and I decided, fuck it. It was not the whole season. It was basically like mid-season to the end. But it was a few months. I decided, fuck it. I want to get in shape anyways. I'm just going to start mowing with the guys. And towards the end of the year, like bids slow down. We're usually already booked up for landscaping for the year, so I stopped taking bids. So I have more time, And so, but it had been a while. So I hadn't actually been out mowing with the guys since then. And so this last Monday, the first day, I'm not going to lie to you, man, I was dragging ass. It was tough. It was hard. I was tired as fuck. I wore boots, which is a horrible decision because it was wet that morning. So my feet were starting to blister in these fucking boots. And so it got to about 3 o'clock, and my office manager was leaving, and my son was at home. And so my first thought it was, I think, 3:30. But my first thought was, I've got him far enough today. I need to go home and see my kid. See you guys later. They can handle the rest of the day. And so I actually left. John was still mowing, and he decided to mow a field too, which was taking forever. So I was like, fuck it. They can handle the rest of the day. We'll be all right. So I left, right? And that was that bitch voice. And I told one of the guys, I said, hey, man, see you guys tomorrow. I'm out of here. And so I made it like a block, and I decided, like, dude, this is a shitty situation. I cannot ask these guys to do this if I'm not going to do it. Like, they don't want to be here either. This is not their job either. If I bitch out, what's going to stop them from bitching out? So I stopped at the gas station, got myself a Red Bull, got them all Red Bulls, came back, gave them all Red Bulls, and we finished the fucking day, and it was another 8 o'clock night.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll waver just like that. Sometimes that bitch voice, that's what I call it too. I like that. But sometimes it will win, but that doesn't mean it's got to build momentum, and you got to, because you are going to feel it. You don't feel good.
Yeah.
You might feel comfortable for a couple minutes, but then you have another bitch voice that's like, see, man, like it's the next day. You'd still be in the same bed chilling had you finished out the day strong. But now you'd have that feeling like I stuck with it. I stuck with my guys.
I like
now
how
you
you
have
put
that
it.
fucking bitch.
And that's how you know that you can do it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like I'm not worried. In 11 years I've had this company, I've never lost that many guys in a day. You know what I mean? So I've never been put in that position in 11 years to where we were that short staffed and it was that hard to get just our weekly maintenance shit done that has to get done every week. You know, if we stop showing up to mow these properties, they'll find someone new like that. It doesn't matter how long I've done them, you know? And so we got the COVID going on, but never been in that situation. But now I know that with the team that I have and these guys that I built and with John and the camaraderie of our company and our leadership, we can fucking get through anything. So it makes me feel stronger and better that we did it. And now I'm like, you know, I don't, it's a powerful feeling. Obviously you have to have people and you want things and you want things in your life, but it's a powerful feeling to know that you don't fucking need it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if it comes down to it, I can fucking do this. Yep. We can fucking do this.
Like you said, a failure or like it doesn't have to build momentum. I mean, you're going to have days, and I think it's good to acknowledge that. Yeah, I slipped up this day. Acknowledge it, own it, and go forward from that.
Be mindful how you feel too, because a lot of times you're gonna be like, man, like I fucking just wish I did it. You know?
When I cop out and I go home at the end of the night and I'm laying there at the end of the night, I'm like, damn, I bitched out.
It's a shitty feeling.
It's a shitty feeling. It's like, really? I'm like, was I that tired? I was tired in the moment, but now I'm here at home. I'm like, I'm not dead.
Right.
I could have done it. Yeah. I could have done it. And now I'm like, all right, push yourself more next time. It's like in the moment, of course, you're going to be, man, my body's tired. But again, don't let your body control your mind. Have the mind control and just tell your body, no, we're still pushing. If you need fuel, get a Red Bull. He showed up at the Red Bull. I'm like, sweet, good move. I'm like, because he bailed. I'm like, that's cool. And I didn't know what he was doing. I figured like, oh, his son's probably home and I know you had stuff to go on. And to me, it didn't matter. I was already like, we're going to get it done. We're going to finish today's list. It's just what it is. But coming back with the Red Bull was a little saving grace.
I think it's David Goggins. It kind of goes along with this. Correct me if it's not, but it's like an old Navy SEAL thing where they say that that point when you're like, all right, I can't go on anymore, I got to give up, you're typically at that 40% mark. So if you can just keep that in mind and be like, all right, well, gun to my head or gun to my kid's head or, $1 million on the line, could I work these next 2 or 3 hours or could I go that extra mile or whatever it is, then you'll more often than not realize, okay, I still have a lot left in the tank. I'm just letting that inner bitch voice get louder and louder, and I'm starting to listen to it.
For like the David Goggins, and he's kind of talked about it, I think, like a runner's high, you get that. I like to run, and you get to a certain point where it's like, I'm huffing, I'm puffing, got the side cramp, my legs are wobbly. But when you overcome,
I don't like to run.
When you overcome that and you kind of get into that coast mode, so you're just doing it. Now your body's just going through the motions. You've already blocked out all the shitty feelings, all the tiredness, all the bullshit that you don't want to think about. And it's a high. It's a blissful feeling. It's like, oh, I'm just doing it. So it was comical. It's like, bring it on. What else I can take it. I can take 10 more things. Throw it at me because I already know I'm already in the mode. So it's comical. But yeah, you get that.
And this is how you win too. We've talked about the power list, about win every day. This is how you fucking win, is by holding yourself to your own morals, holding yourself to high standards, and actually doing what you feel you should be doing. You know what I mean? If you're trying to live your life for anybody else, what anybody else thinks is never going to work out ever. But if you can actually stay true to you and what you believe in and where you want to be and where you see yourself, you're always going to get there. And you're going to have setbacks. Like we said, everything's up and down. But eventually you're going to get there.
And they're tests. I feel like those setbacks are tests to see, all right, is he going to listen to that?
And that's how you get to that place.
Is he going to man up and finish up? So
you were talking about like when you're at a high, and I've started to recognize it now, the low's coming. So before we lost 50% of our workforce, before my best friend passed away, I was gratitude. And it was just that week before that I called him like, man, everything is just rocking and rolling. Life is great. I'm happy. I'm energized. And being positive, it affects people around you. And I've had people reach out to me and just, social media. I'm like, oh, I like that you're happy. I can see you're happy. Life, must be good. And I'm like, yeah, man, just focused on what I want to do and where I'm going and crash and burn. I mean, it happened over a weekend and I was like, wow, like sailing high up here and then boom, but it's coming back. So, and this week, we got guys back in place and, we're not overwhelmed. So
without those lows, man, the highs aren't as fucking high anyway. That's right. Obviously I'd never wish your best friend to pass or anything like that. But without those lows, Dan Bilzerian talks about it a lot, where everyone just expects he's the happiest guy in the world because he's got naked chicks
and
around
strippers
him,
and blow
all the money, shooting guns all day.
Happy,
but he says that like the baseline for his new high now is like he'll go to a 5-star hotel, which most people will go to and be like, man, this is nice. And he'll be like, dude, there's no like helicopter picking me up to take me to like this crazy. So like his expectations are set so high. He doesn't have any lows anymore. So even his highs are like our regular day. So without those lows to give you that contrast to make it polarizing, I mean, you won't enjoy the highs as much, at least what I think.
Well, I think this has been a good combo, guys. I think we should probably wrap this one up. We covered a lot of different shit. So,
Bryan, you're gonna have to shut the fuck up next time, though.
Too much there.
So guys, if you like this podcast, got anything out of this, please give us a like, share. We do this shit for free. This is our way to give back. So we need your support, please. If you could give us a 5-star review, subscribe to the YouTube. I have for the hats and the apparel line, we're constructing a website now. This will probably air next week, so I don't think it'll be up yet, but it'll be up shortly. It's going to be www.dadswholiftmedia.com. And that'll have the podcast info on it as well as the apparel line as well.
And real quick, Joe Rogan has just announced that he's moving to Spotify, so we're actually going to be moving to all the other places he was.
Right?
So, and on Spotify. So just so you know, so if you follow Joe Rogan, you can follow us on all the places he's not.
Yeah. So we're on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Did I get them all?
Yep, you got them.
And then we have so we're on IG, Dads Who Lift official, and we have a Facebook page, Dads Who Lift podcast, and then we also have a Dads Who Lift group. If you are a dad who lifts, we've got a great group of 30,000 dudes in it, and growing like crazy that are there to help each other be the best, fathers and stay fit at the same time that they can be. So cool, guys. All right, take it easy.
Awesome. Thanks.
Listen, there's no way to be the best version of yourself if you're not raising the bar.
Raising the bar isn't just about doing the things you're supposed to be doing. It's about doing those things that no one expects you to do and doing them perfectly.
Thanks for listening, guys. If you love this podcast and you are a dad who lifts, check out our Facebook group, Dads Who Lifts, and join. You can also catch this podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, www.dadswholifapparel.com. We also have a Dads Who Lift Apparel Facebook page.